Another Sunday night, another Joe Zone. I gotta say, if Comic-Con, the Joe releases at Comic-Con this year are in any way somehow connected to all of the celebrities and the writers and the TV show and the movie people being gone from San Diego, I say leave them on strike. Just let them strike for years and years. Because I'm telling you, man, the releases yesterday were fantastic, and we're going to go into those. I know you guys have heard it, seen it, but you know what? This gives you an opportunity to give some feedback. Not that our opinions matter all that much, but hey, Nancy, we're going to give them to you anyways. I cannot seem to get anybody nailed down for a 10 hut right now, but I'm still working on it, which is okay. I got another thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, hopefully at around 8:00. The timing will just work out good on that. I'm sure you two guys have got stuff that you want to talk about above and beyond San Diego. So let's go. Let's get to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said bathroom break, stress breaks, pill breaks.
Man, I knew I forgot something.
Whatever it is that's going on, I got
to go easy on my Grippy Co.
Yeah, really go. My partner in crime is here for a short time tonight because it will be bedtime here before. What time is it? Oh, 7:05 is bedtime.
2
so
hours.
No, it's not 2 hours. So, Mr. Maddox, what do you got this week?
Oh. Well, hey, Jamie Lee Curtis was at Comic-Con. Apparently promoting her comic book. I did not know she was even into comics.
So that's technically not breaking the line.
Right? Yeah. She was
there for comics, not
from
TV.
My understanding, yeah. So
that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, maybe she's going from acting to writing comics. I don't know. I was going to do some digging in it. It's been so busy this weekend. I just hadn't had time.
Yeah,
it's been a crazy weekend. Where it went, I don't know. But anyway, I know y'all excited. Y'all can't wait to get into the next issue of Toy Fair.
Toy Fair.
So this week we're going to feature issue number 3, November 1997. Something special is brought up in this book.
November of 97.
Yeah. Some little toy line that Toys R Us put out in 1997.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my 63rd birthday. That was that year in November.
We'll get to that, but first we gotta see what's going on and see how things were so different. But before I get into the letter page, so in this in the front they had Inside the Monkey House, and I just wanted to read this. This is from Tom Palmer Jr., the assistant editor, wrote this. I found it kind of humorous. Tonight's episode, Mayhem in Aisle 7. All right. He says, I want my freaking toys. I'm sick of being disappointed every time I step into Toys R Us on the hunt for the latest action figure. No matter how many times those automatic doors shush apart, there's still that faint glimmer of hope that a Grand Moff Tarkin or a Gene Simmons figure will be there when I turn the corner down the action figure aisle. Sounds just like today, doesn't it?
Yep.
But 9 times out of 10, I leave the store empty-handed. This is getting ridiculous. It takes a good 2 to 3 months after the latest Star Wars or Spawn assortment has hit the stores for these figures to be readily available to everyone. I don't understand it. I was a good kid. I always say please and thank you. I stay away from hard drugs and cheap women. Well, most of the time. Never leave the toilet seat up. So why can't I find the toys I want? Is this my punishment for some heinous crime in a past life? Somebody's got to take the blame for this travesty, and it sure as heck ain't toy enthusiasts like myself or harmless, innocent little kids. There definitely isn't a shortage of plastic in the world, and I know for a fact that the toy companies are doing their best to get their products on the shelves. If there's one group at which the big finger of blame can be pointed, it's all them darn speculators and dealers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard people rant and rave about this before, but I want to add my 2 cents worth. It all comes down to a simple truth. These new toys will never turn into a gold mine. All those figures that are worth a small fortune, like a removable mask Mego Robin or a plastic cape Jawa, are expensive because very few of them exist. If everybody shoves a case of mint Admiral Akbar figures in their closet, there still won't be any demand for them a year or two from now because there will be plenty available. This means war. All those people who agree with me and just want to enjoy their action figures, rise up and take back the toy aisles. Spot a toy dealer ransacking the place and making off with armfuls of good stuff? Organize your friends and politely ask your local toy store to install a figure buying limit. I don't know how much good that would do.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
If you keep your figures sealed on the card, take them out and play with them. If you've got a friend who stockpiles figures, open his up too. And if you're tempted to buy that hot new toy in a comic shop for an insanely inflated price, fight the urge. You'll be sorry a month later when that same toy will be in a toy store at the regular price. If you just ignore the toy hoarders, eventually they'll go away. Viva la revolution!
Revolution.
I don't know. Here it is, some 20-something years later, and they're still here.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah.
But I will say this: he did make a good point. A lot of those super hot figures back then don't sell for anywhere near what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there is something. We're not looking at, like he said, the removable mask, Migos or the Wayne Tower, from Montgomery Ward exclusive. You're never going to see those days again. But there is some valuable stuff that comes down the pike every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the letter page. Y'all remember in issue 1 or the fall or the winter special, the very first issue of Toy Fair, they had a letter written by Nick Williams. And apparently Nick Williams got quite the recognition because there's more letters about Nick Williams in this issue. And believe it or not, Mr. Nick Williams also writes another letter, and it's in this issue. So
nice.
So let's start. Let me just. There's about 3 letters here I'm going to read. His will be the 3rd one. So it starts off, very first letter in the page. Dear Toy Fair, some fellow named Nick Williams wrote a letter in your second Toy Fair special. Okay, maybe it was the second one. I got that wrong. It was the Toy Fair special, which I was very impressed with, and I just wanted to take a second to comment on his writings. For one thing, you are definitely a greedy toy monger and a butt to boot. I'm being nice about it. It is one thing to go to a store and buy a rare figure, even 2 so you can open one, especially since that is what they're for. But buying all of them, no way is that right. I've been at toy stores and watched the local comic store owner pick through 6 boxes of Star Wars figures only to take out the one figure I needed from each box. That is greedy. That is being a butt. You can charge all you want to, just don't buy all of the figures. I hope that you and all of the rest of you greedy toy mongers learn a thing or two about collecting, because from what I've picked up, collecting doesn't involve selling. You get stuff because you like it or to complete a set, not to rip off others. That was a guy named Chip from Naperville, Illinois. Okay. Boy, this Nick guy, he really got a following there, didn't he? Okay. I take that back. Okay, I take that back. I'm going to read 4 letters. There's another one here. There's 3 letters about Nick in this issue. Okay, the next letter. Dear Toy Fair, this letter is in response to Nick Williams, the greedy toy monger. Waking up at the butt crack of dawn and blazing a trail to your local toy store through treacherous weather To buy up any and all rare figures is not only stupid, but is in fact stealing from kids and real collectors who have an interest in a character long before it was short packed. How do I explain to my brother why he can't have a Max figure? Well, some 40-year-old guy who probably doesn't have a job, much less a life, bought them all in an attempt to turn a quick buck. Why don't you try female companionship on one of those chilly Saturday mornings? It beats the heck out of snuggling with your 10 Tapestry Picard figures. That was David from Midford, New York. Letter number 3. Okay. Dear Toy Fair, I am sick of hearing about the whining toy collectors. The main reason I am writing this letter is because of the experience I have had while in the toy stores with my son. Most of the toy collectors I have encountered are rude bullies who intimidate the smaller children in the action figure aisle. Toy collectors have to learn some manners and respect for others. For God's sake, as much fun as they are to collect, they are only toys. They are pieces of molded plastic. My advice to Nick Williams, here goes Nick Williams, is to, number 1, get a life, and number 2, get a girlfriend. And finally, how about going out and finding a job for supporting your habit like the rest of us? That was from Gary from Winthrop, Massachusetts. So, yeah, again, 2 issues in a row, Nick Williams is just not getting a lot of love.
No.
So here Toy Fair replies, poor Nick. Not only are the Anti-Monger legions casting aspirations of his moral net worth, they've started to belittle his love life. Well, it turns out old Nick still got some fight left in him. So this next letter is from the Nick Williams.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dear Toy Fair, first off, I'm just a collector. I am not a toy dealer. If you want something, you have to work for it. And if you want a rare toy, yes, they exist. It's not just dealer propaganda. You have to go looking for one. If you're not willing to inconvenience yourself a little for something you want, then you don't deserve it. And admittedly, I sleep in most Saturdays. On the cover of Toy Fair, right below the main title, it reads, The Guide to Collectible Toys. In fact, one of the main features of this magazine is the extensive price guide. It's not called The Guide to Toy Enthusiasm or The Guide to Enjoying Toys, but never buying or selling them, let alone The Guide for People Who Are Born with All the Toys They Will Ever Have. Well, that's quite title. But I digress. For now, I must get back to stealing toys from real people and selling them at outrageous markups. It's my career. It's how I get my kicks. My hobby is stealing from children.
Yeah. Well, he's honest guy.
Signed, Nick Williams, the selfish, greedy, parasitic, evil, all-around, mean, child-intimidating, megalomaniacal, lunatic toymonger from Alton, Illinois.
There you go.
Toy Fair's response is, if you had your business letterhead drawn up that way, Nick, it'd be the coolest thing. Anyhow, perhaps now that all sides have had a chance to vent, it's time to find a compromise. To all the Munger haters, can any of you honestly say you haven't snapped up rare figures in the past, regardless of whether or not you like the toy? And Nick, it really sucks when the toys you want aren't in stock because someone bought every single last one to resell down the line. Shall we call a ceasefire? I think Nick's out of adjectives.
I say no, we don't call ceasefire.
So, I love it because everything we talk about on these Facebook pages, they were wrote about in the pages of Toy Fair. 30 years ago.
It really is funny, isn't it? Yeah, nothing new under the sun, as they say, right?
They just called scalpers instead of speculators now.
Right,
That's
exactly.
the only difference. New name, same thing.
Same struggles, right?
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, let's move on. Shane, I think you got some pictures. I sent some pictures there.
Yes, sir.
So in this issue of Toy Fair, there is a article, G.I. Joe Special Report. What page is that? Page 22. Let me flip on over here. So I'm on the same page.
Yeah, get on the same page.
So yeah, it talks about here about the GI Joe toy line and how innovative it was for the 19. Let me just read this first paragraph. It's been said that Hasbro's launch of the original GI Joe in 1964 and subsequent 1982 incarnation of the property as a 3 3/4 inch Real American Hero could be studied on college campuses as object lessons in brilliant toy marketing. Both versions of the fully articulated Man of Action were huge success due in small part to innovation, marketing, and bold leaps of faith. And that is so true. I mean, it's amazing that they come up. I mean, it was genius on Hasbro's part. And G.I. Joe was the toy that changed everything for us collectors. I mean, you wouldn't have Star Wars, you wouldn't have McFarlane, you wouldn't have none of these if it wasn't for G.I. Joe. They were the first action figure, right?
Yep.
So anyway, it talks a little bit about Sergeant Savage and G.I. Joe Extreme and how they kind of floundered. So then they got with Toys R Us and they come back with these, and they were going to do 2 3-packs. I didn't realize they'd only planned. So what you see on these pages is what they planned to try, and they were all, of course, repaints. And this is something interesting that I wanted to read here because a lot of people don't realize it. I heard a lot of people, if you notice. So let's look at them before I get to that. Okay, let's not look at them. Let's go on.
I'll pull that one back up.
Let's go back to looking at them.
Let's go back to looking at them.
I would flip over to the next one. Thank you.
So what we were going to see there.
There it is.
These are now realize these are prototypes, so there's a little differences when you see these. Because you have Snow Job, Iceberg, and Blizzard, and Blizzard I think didn't come with all that gear if I remember right. I'd have to go back and look at it. And the camo pattern's a little different. See how it's got more brown and it turned out to be a little more gray. Sort of like I think the Snow Job over there looks probably more close to what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Trouble Bubble with a Viper, and that looks like just a regular Viper there. That's not the same Viper because I think it was green, had some green in it and all that. But again, these were prototype pictures, This is a very popular one. I wished I never sold mine, and that's the Thunderbolt with Ace and General Hawk. I do still have the Ace and General Hawk figure, but I sold the Thunderbolt, and man, that thing goes for some money now. And it retailed for $20 back then. And then you had the Cobra Rage with the Alley Viper, and I think it was more of a blue, and I want to say it was light gray. I can't remember, but a little different than that. I always thought that was kind of a weird vehicle.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And
point out those prices also.
Yeah, $10.99. I mean, $11 for that.
Yeah.
That Thunderbolt with Ace and General Hawk, $20.
Yeah. And now it's more like $200 if you can find it at that. So, and then if you look over on the other page, you got I'll let you get over and these were basically because like the Duke with the Silver Mirage, it was on a card. It wasn't even in a box.
Mm-hmm.
It was on just a big bubble, and I want to say the Torpedo was too with the raft. I think it was just on a big bubble if I remember right. But you had the Navy SEAL team, which had Torpedo with the night landing raft. You had the Silver Mirage with Duke, and then you had the other 3-pack, which was Lady J, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And Snake Eyes come with Timber. You had the Slugger with Gung Ho, which that's the vintage Gung Ho you see sitting there. I know the other one had. I remember the backpack was more of a brown color.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you had the Stars and Stripes Forever set, and you notice some differences there. You got looks like a Grand Slam there in the pads and all, which that ended up not being in the set. Actually, a couple of like Rock and Roll and I think Breaker were molds from 1990s figures instead of the original 82 figures. And this is very interesting. Let's see if I can find it here in the article. That's what I was going to read about that. Let me see.
That Rock and Roll was definitely sporting a roadblock gun.
Yeah, that's not an M60. That's some kind of weird 240.
I believe it was the version 2 roadblock weapon, was it not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be a saw, but it's not.
Yeah.
No.
So this is what this article says. It says new venture, the Toys R Us exclusive present an opportunity to offer a wider assortment than would be possible in general release. We can see how consumers react to new things we're trying, like 3-figure packages and vehicle with figure combinations that help our planning for 1999. I don't know what the planning was for 1999 because all of that, that's the one year that there wasn't any G.I. Joes out on the shelf. Because these actually come up, were 97 and 98. And then in 2000, they did the collector's edition. So maybe it was the collector's edition he was talking about, which maybe got postponed a year. I don't know. But it says, with the Real American Hero collection has many of the earmarks of a collector-oriented release. Don't hold your breath waiting for special metallic recast or other price inflators. Dialavella, that's whoever the ones talking to him from Hasbro, stresses that Hasbro's new ventures is keeping kids in mind. The figures and vehicles will be produced at no more or no less quality than what is done for kids' re-releases. He says, we're working to keep the price point as a very appealing level so parents and their children can get excited about these G.I. Joes too. Yeah, looking at that Thunderbolt for $20, that would be very exciting. I would definitely go for that.
Yeah, big time, huh?
I would buy them all day long at that.
Yep.
This is the interesting part. So I remember a lot of people was kind of upset with the Stars and Stripes because, like I said, Breaker and Rock and Roll had more modern molds, weren't the original 82 version. And this is something interesting. It says Hasbro is working from the original tooling for the re-release, which has meant a good-sized headache for all involved. The tooling for the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe is spread all over the world as Hasbro's subsidiaries, licensee factories, and companies that bought or leased the molds. It's not so hard actually getting the tooling, but it's very difficult to figure out exactly where everything is for exactly what we want. Sometimes even when we get what we're looking for, it arrives in unusable condition. As a result, actual figures, vehicles, and accessories may vary from the advanced pictures supplied by Hasbro. And so that, I never really thought about that. I do know because you had like Fun Scoot and you had Action Force, you had all those that were not Hasbro, but they licensed them out to them companies to make them in other countries. So that means they sent them the molds, and
all right.
Some of the molds got lost. Some of the molds they didn't know where they were. They had to track them down.
Broken.
And exactly, a lot of them were broken. And that's why I hated so bad. I probably told you guys that back in 2007, when they had the Toy Con in Atlanta, they done the Rip It. That's where the Rip It figure come from, which was a Hiss driver repainted in different colors. And they done a Steeler, and they didn't have them. That was the two vehicles that they didn't have, because at the con you would get all the stuff there at the con back then, but there was a delay because they were going to put out a Mauler for Steeler, and then they were going to put out another Mauler in Cobra Blue for the Rip It, and the Steeler one was going to be in, I think, the original green instead of brown. The original Mauler was brown, but they were going to put it out in the green, the color of the Mobat. Mm-hmm. And that I was so excited. So they told us at the convention, said, we'll mail you, you go ahead and buy it. You go ahead and get the Steeler and Rip It now, which we got the figures. And they said, when they come in, we'll mail the tanks to you, because there was a delay. What happened was one of the molds was broken. They had to retool it. And man, I was excited because that Mauler, they had a picture of it. That Mauler in Cobra Blue looked awesome. I mean, you'd have to see a picture to really understand, because it was a dark blue and had the black highlights and stuff, and it looked awesome. But then about a month later, after the convention, everybody that purchased one got a letter. They had another part to the mold break, and it was going to be so expensive to retool it, they just had to cancel it and refund everybody their money. So we got the figures, but we never got the tanks. And man, I hated that, because that was the whole that was the title of the convention that year was Tanks for the Memories. And it was all about the tanks, and that was the two things we didn't get. But that's why you never saw a re-release of the Mauler. The Mobac got released during the 25th anniversary and all that, but you never saw a re-release for the Mauler. It's because the mold it's broken, and they had to scrap it. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, and it kind of went into detail as why some of the molds weren't the original 82 mold in the Stars and Stripes set, because they just didn't have it. Like the Flash and the Grand Slam, I'm assuming is one of them. One of the molds that they didn't get. So anyway, moving on. What did we have next, Shane?
Twisted Mego Theater.
Twisted Mego Theater. This Twisted Mego Theater is about toy grading. And I'm going to attempt to read this in character, okay? You guys can follow along, okay? How to grade your toys. Mr. T is hosting, okay? Hey, fool, this is Mr. T talking to you. Talking to you about toys, grading them, grading your toys. You got toys? I like toys. I like talking about toys. I like talking about grading your toys. So sit yourself down, sucker. T's going to show you what I knows, and what I knows is toys, grading toys. See this here? Mint toy, mint card. This sucker's mint on mint card. Listen to T. It don't get better than mint on mint card. Next page. Rip. How am I doing so far? Do I sound like Mr. T? Okay.
Thinking about canceling the show.
Bear with me, okay. Rip. Ain't mint no more. T busted up. Nobody tougher than T. T's the baddest man alive. Rocky Balboa knew it. Roddy Piper knew it. Only one who's not scared of T is Murdoch. But he a crazy fool who, whoa. Nobody can understand a word you're saying. How about sticking to grading your toys thing and leaving the 18 flashbacks out of this? The last show you were on was Suddenly Susan anyway. Nothing I'd be talking about. You one crazy fool, sucker. Nobody talks to T like that. How about I crack your stupid Mego head? You think you bad? Nobody badder than T. Only thing badder than T is flying. T afraid of flying. T ain't flying. Blup, blup. Now get ready for a beating, sucker. Next page. Thud. He slipped him and Mickey knocked him out. You gotta love it. This is great. At least y'all guys can actually see it now. I'm glad Shane got where we can show the picture. So now Spider-Man says, okay, let's start over. Just let me get this new card in position. This is a mint figure on a mint card. Mint is a word used by collectors that means perfect. Card is what the packaging is called. Keep in mind that it's usually the older toys that are worth above guide. A box with minor flaws, like small tears, creases, or stains, is considered near mint. This guy's worth about 100% of guide value. Rip. Whoops. A larger rip, crease, or stain, or multiple smaller defects gives you a card in very fine condition. This will usually run 75 to 80% of the guide. Which, to me, that's a little bit bigger of a rip than what I would consider near mint. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now you got crinkle with a little thought bubble of doom going, eh? Okay. Everybody with us so far? So
right here with you.
Do what?
I'm right here with you.
Oh, okay. All right. And we're learning something about grading toys.
Absolutely.
A package in fine or very good condition has multiple very noticeable defects, like excessive tears, stains, markings, and might even be open. These go for around 25 to 50% of guide, sometimes even less if the package is totally shredded. Now let's start grading the action figure. A figure without packaging is called loose. Doom is free. This figure is mint with all of his accessories and action features intact. Accessories are the little gadgets a toy comes with, like swords, capes, guns, etc. Action features are things like light-up eyes, punching mechanisms, and stuff. These mint figures are worth 125 to 150% of guide. I did not realize it would go over 100%, but apparently so. It depends on what guide you're looking at, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And Doom's thoughts are, if doom is to strike, then time is now. If a figure is intact with all its goodies, but has a minor scratch or smudge, it's worth about 100% of guide. Now, a figure missing its accessory, here, give me that. What? No! He just tucked his gun away. I don't know if you can see it in that picture. A toy missing its accessory or with an action feature that no longer works is worth about 75 to 80% of guide, sometimes even less. Curse! Now, if a figure is damaged, pop. Hey, where'd you get that? It's a needle or something he popped out. A toy with heavy damage like scratching, marking, or wobbly loose joints is fine to very, very good. Depending on the severity of the damage, these toys fetch anywhere between 15 to 50% of guide, depending how messed up they are. And you hear scritchy, scritchy. Okay, so I need to work on my sound effects. Now, just let me turn this little monkey around and get a grip. Enough. Doom demands his relic. Boink. He just popped his head off. There, a figure with heavy damage, like missing body parts, is next to worthless. You'd be lucky to get 5 to 10% of the guide's value. And well, there you have it. While there's more to grading toys than what we've shown here, we covered all the important bases. And remember, dozens of other factors contribute to how much a toy's worth. Who dares affront the personage of Doom? Doom shall suffer no more indignities at the hands of you absurd, outdated, squishy-headed Migos or the cretins from the California Highway Patrol. That was C-Toy Fair number 1, the supervillain Jeopardy.
Right.
Insolent worm, prepare to meet whichever deity you worship, wall crawler. Corporate icon or not, Doom shall have his revenge. Your greatest folly was to underestimate Doom. With my matchless intellect, there is no feat outside Doom's abilities. Oh, much obliged. And he handed him a drink there. Gluck, gluck. Ah, delicious. Where was I? Ah, yes, Richards. He and the rest of the accursed fantastic clank. And so he slipped him a Mickey, apparently. And one more thing. Never take anything from strangers. There's a lot of sick bleep out there. Good night. The end. So anyhow, we learned about grading toys, and it was comical, but there is a lot of, there was a little, like I said, that rip was a little more extreme from what I would call near mint, but it's right. I mean, if you see people that'll have, and like you said, you might get 5 to 10% of the guide value if it's missing an arm or a leg, and you see people trying to sell stuff on eBay missing like arms and legs and stuff all the time, and they want outrageous prices for it.
Yep.
And it's like, no way. I mean, there's no way I'm giving that. I at least want the figure complete. He may not have all his accessories, and he may not be perfect paint, but at least you want all the body parts.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, so there you have it. I hope somebody learned something about grading toys from that too.
I did. I definitely did.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
I learned not to drink milk from Spider-Man.
Yeah, you don't drink anything Spider-Man gives you.
Yeah, he's the Bill Cosby of the toy world.
Come on, did I not? I mean, if y'all closed your eyes, did I not sound like Mr. T though?
I thought you were Mr. T yourself. Yes.
I had to do a double take to make sure he wasn't actually here.
I tried. I rehearsed that earlier, so
not while you were doing that. You didn't do that during that sermon, did you?
Oh, no. I hope you didn't preach in that voice. Everyone was scared.
A pity fool don't listen to the word of God.
That's funny.
Oh, man. So next up, of course, ever book, and it seemed to be Toy Biz Marvel was what they really started out, because several issues had Marvel figures. I don't know if Shane got the picture there, but Wonder Man was the Wonder Man from the West Coast Avengers. Actually, it was his older costume, not the one with the coat, but the one that had the the black shirt with a W on it. He was the exclusive figure for this issue, and I think all that's left. You got the other pictures, didn't you, Shane?
I didn't get the one you was talking about. No.
Okay. What about the big shots?
Next, you want the big shots next or the top 10?
Oh yeah, the top 10. How could I forget the top 10? Hey, Star Wars had competition this time. They weren't even in the top 4. You got the top 10 there. We'll pull those up. Look at that. I can remember what page it's on. So this is when McFarlane. Oh, you're gonna go with the last page. Okay, we'll go backwards then. How about that? First, let's look at the Castaway toy down at the bottom.
Oh, whoa.
It was Steel from the Superman line, the Island of Misfit toys. Yeah, he was kind of a rough, little bit of a that head. I mean, the mask and all was kind of that was definitely a Castaway.
I thought it was Mr. T at first.
Yeah. That helmet rubbed his mohawk off, I guess. All right, so you can see from this page that Star Wars did still get 5 out of the 10, and you see Harley Quinn still in there too.
Yep.
You had Admiral Akbar number 10, Garandon at number 9. Those two were on there last week or last month or the last issue. Ponda Baba was number 8. The Rebel Fleet Trooper was number 7. And I really liked that Rebel Fleet Trooper when those come out.
That was a good figure.
Yeah,
I thought those were real good figures. Yep. Harley Quinn is holding there at number 6, so she kind of stays around the middle. Number 5, Grand Moff Tarkin, and then 1 through 4 were the McFarlane Kiss figures. Peter Kreis, Ace. I forgot what I was saying now. Anyhow, they were the top.
Yeah, Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley.
Yeah, and then Gene Simmons was number
always Diet Coke.
Yeah. Diet Coke.
I don't think any Coke he done was Diet.
You're probably
just saying.
Yeah. So that was the top 10 back in November 1997. So you see, Star Wars is starting to get a little, it's still hanging in there. And but McFarlane, like I said, he was knocking it out of the park at the time with
Yep.
And I really wonder. I think like the more action figures, like the Lady Death and the Witchblade and all those, because they were just basically comic shop
Exactly.
only sold in specialty shops.
Yes,
that's probably why you never saw them in the top 10. Because the top 10, I mean, that covers everything: Walmart, Target, everybody.
Right. Yeah, the numbers just weren't there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I always love looking back and just seeing what was really hot at the time. It's and you look at them and you think, what would if they were still doing Toy Fair today, thinking what would be the top 10 right now, and I'm sure G.I. Joe Classified would have at least a couple of entries in the top 10.
Yeah,
have to.
But I mean, I think the difference now is there is not one toy line that dominates. So you'd have something from DC Multiverse, you'd have Marvel Legends, you'd have Star Wars, you'd have Joe Classified, you'd probably have a Power Ranger or two maybe thrown in there periodically.
Super 7 would probably have several.
Super 7 could very well be in that. Yep.
And I will. Well, of course, I'm not. I'll wait about getting into that because I'm sure we'll talk more about the Comic-Con stuff later. But anyway, let's hit some of the highlights of the big shots, and y'all can read those yourself. I'll give my throat a break.
Oh, jeez.
MODOK, Red Tornado, and Dr. Fate.
What is Red Tornado looking at there?
He's trying to light a fire on fire. That's what he's doing.
Yes, just come on, like that. I like this one. A priest, a rabbi, and Gary Coleman walk into a bar. She's
Heard
already.
it.
That was a cool spawn too, by the way. That the big cape and all. This is pretty good. Nick Fury and Batman. Of course, this was right around the time when David Hasselhoff done the Nick Fury movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole. It's just take it back or I kill your ride, and then Batman says, "Okay, people watch the show for you, not Kit." This one speaks for itself. No wonder they blew that probe droid up.
Yeah. Move on.
Move along. Here's Dazzler singing "Do the Locomotion" while she's skating over some Jawas.
Oh, the little Jawas were the fun. Yeah, they were constantly getting massacred, weren't they?
My finger stuck in this gum.
That was the running gag too. Was the little Jawas that were constantly getting massacred?
This would probably, I don't know if it would fly nowadays or not. It was kind of.
Oh no. Yeah, nope.
He said, "I can't even say it with a straight face."
Nope.
It's hilarious because you can just imagine these characters actually. And that ends. It ends with the Red Skull. "Tell us another story, Mr. Skull." Let me try my German accent now. "The time for stories is over. Which one if you test the most like chicken?" Of course, Beanie Babies were really hitting it big right around that time.
Oh, they were too.
So there you have it, another look back down memory lane to Toy Fair magazine.
Awesome.
There's great stuff in it. I sat and read through these to pick out stuff for the show, and I get a good laugh every time I go through them. They're just hilarious.
Yeah, they were funny.
Some of it's pushing the boundaries, so I don't use some.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were a bunch of comic book guys. I mean, some of the boundaries got pushed completely over here and there, and I'm sure they got in trouble a few times.
Oh yeah.
What is this thing here? It says Joe South Transformers. What?
I think he was
talking
probably
about things that were on the
in the top 10 today. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Some of the Transformers would definitely be in the top 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we can't leave out Transformers. I actually bought Marvel. We bought Marshall his first Transformer yesterday. Well, he got a couple of them that you put on your finger. What they can think they do a little, they flip, they transform or something. But we got him a real Transformer. We got him a Galvatron from it's the Legacy, but it's basically Galvatron from the movie. We watched the movie here last weekend with him, the animated movie.
Uh-huh.
He's kind of getting interested in Transformers now, so we got him for a sort of a getting ready to go back to school. And man, people think G.I. Joes are expensive. Look at the Transformers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, wow.
Terrible. They always were. Yeah.
And the fact that I sat there for about 45 minutes trying to figure out how to transform him. It's like
those are always a problem.
Yeah.
But it is a really cool figure, and I had Megatron. Megatron was the very first Transformer I got when I was a kid. Of course, he was the Walter PPK, and one that you'll never see now, that they'll never remake. And even there for a while, I think they remade it with like an orange tip on it and stuff. But they won't even do that now. And so Megatron was my first, and so I figured, get him Galvatron, which was basically Megatron transformed into Galvatron. So, and he was a giant cannon. So, if you're gonna go from a handgun to something else, why not a big laser cannon, right?
Exactly.
So
James Bond gun to a laser cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you that Starscream, not the big one with the crown and the cheer and all, but the other Starscream that comes in the. I love that packaging. It's like $33.
Are you talking about the cartoon version?
Yeah, it's sort of like the cartoon version, and I love the box art on that. And I'm hoping they'll put it on clearance, because I'm definitely gonna snag one of them up just for the box art. It just looks really cool. And I always did like Starscream. I know he was kind of like the whiny, staying in the back, man, but
Snake. Yep.
I always thought he had a cool name, Starscream. It was like,
it is a cool name.
Yeah.
He had a great voice too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we watched we watched the we started out and watched Bumblebee, and then last Friday night or last night we watched the first Transformers movie because Marshall had never seen them, so we watching them with him. And I was just thinking, you can nobody will ever be able to do Optimus Prime other than Peter Cullen. I mean, you'll never be able to pass it off with anybody else's voice.
No, it's been too long. I mean, everybody started with Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I'm really glad that they chose him to do the voicing for the movies.
Yep. But he's, you know what, you're talking about a man that's in his early 80s now.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to last forever. So,
right.
Well, I agree. That one was like Kevin Conroy and Batman. Those two voice actors will go down forever, known as those characters. Nothing else is ever going to be quite right.
Right. I guess AI would probably take over by then. And
see that's a real thing. I mean, anything and everything can be duplicated at this point in time.
And that's part of why the actors are going on strike.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? They're afraid. And you know what? They should be. If you actually look at what these writers and stuff have put out over the last decade, they should be afraid somebody's going to take their job because there ain't much out there that's worth either reading or watching.
Right.
So you know what? They have every reason to be nervous.
Yep.
So, but hey, you know what? They're not going to stop it either because these companies are looking at it. For a $10,000 piece of software, it can write a script in seconds. So
easily. And hey, I mean, and I still kind of look forward to some of the Marvel movies, but to me, Marvel peaked with Endgame. And
it was over after that. For me.
I'll say they hit I think they hit a home run with the last Spider-Man movie. I think it was really, really well done too. But to me, it's like I don't know. I mean, it's like they falter. They can't top it. So they're just I don't know. It's just I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes. But it's so far it's just not. I mean, they're mediocre movies at best, and they're just not really. They're not. I don't get excited about going to see them like I did prior to Endgame. I mean, every one of them that come out, man, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what's because after Captain America, when you saw it, the end scenes and saw that it was leading up to something,
right,
and that they were building off of it, it kind of got it exciting. But then, I don't know. I mean, and I love Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers was one of my favorites from. She started out kind of, she was in Captain Marvel, but, Spider-Man appeared in her first, she was kind of linked to Spider-Man there for a while too, and so I always liked her character and all, but I'm not getting a warm fuzzy feeling about the Marvels. It's not, I'm not seeing anything that's getting me excited about it.
Right.
It's to tell you the truth, for people that have seen advanced screenings and trailers and stuff, they're shredding it. They're not happy. So I don't know. It's like, you know what? These guys, they just got to ride everything right into the ground, and everything ends up political in some form or another. And that is not, I don't care what persuasion politically you are. You don't go to be entertained. And get a lecture or, an ideology or anything else jammed on you. Everybody's sick of it. We've had enough of it. And you know what? We're not paying for it anymore. And our studios are hurting badly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, to me, like I said, I really like the Spider-Man No Way Home. I kind of like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness just because it had a zombie Strange in it. I just thought, you can't.
Yeah, that was different. Yeah. Right.
But the only other Marvel movie that's come out since the Phase 3 ended is that really got my attention that I was surprised by was Shang-Chi. I mean, it kind of surprised me. It was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. And, of course, Ben Kingsley kind of made that movie myself. I mean, his character is just hilarious. But I really thought it was pretty good. And Eternals was just flat to me. I don't know. And Eternals would be a hard sell anyway because most people don't even know who the Eternals are. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's wait and see, I guess.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you, if they stay on strike, it's no skin off my nose.
Exactly right.
I've got enough.
No.
I'll be out today. For instance, today after we got home from church this morning, Nancy she was wanting to go out to the pool. I was coating stuff and getting it out in the sun as soon as I got home. And she had some wraps for me. She said, "Well, when you get done, you can sit down and eat them." So I went there and sat down. I said, "Well, I got the house, in here. Got the TV to myself. Marshall was in there playing in his room. She was in the pool." And I thought, "What do I want to watch?" And I picked up. Y'all remember F Troop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up. They had the whole complete series at Walmart here a while back for like $20 or something.
Oh, wow.
I said, I'm gonna watch some F Troop, and I watched the first episode. And man, those old shows, you just can't beat them. I could sit and watch them all day long. So if they stay on strike, that's fine. I'll go back and watch the old stuff. I'm more than happy just to do that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I mean, you couldn't make a show like F Troop now, not with the Indians and all. They would be hollering at us.
Oh no. Yeah, everybody's sensitive and whatever, right? I mean,
I watched an episode the other day of the Jeffersons that had Archie Bunker on the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that episode, and it was so hilarious. But today, oh my goodness, I was watching it on Facebook, and the comments from the people on there was like, "Oh, well, this is great. Why don't we have these shows now?" But a lot of those people that were coming and were, Black Americans, and they were like, "Oh, it's great. This is a great show." But if that was played, man,
both Archie Bunker and George Jefferson, they were both.
Exactly. It was a great episode though, because it was where Archie or Jefferson's son brought in his girlfriend, and her dad was white. And he hadn't met him yet, and it was just hilarious. And Archie was like, "Whoa, I gotta see this one." It was just hilarious. But it was great. They were back and forth with each other. And nobody ever thought nothing about it then. I wish it was that way again.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. I things could be a lot better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that.
I'm talking about as far as the comedy went,
Yeah, well, comedy used to be
amazing.
Comedy used to be fair game because it was comedy, right? But now even they have been just absolutely murdered. I mean, and it's not funny anymore, right? I mean, they can make all the sexual jokes they want because that's safe, right? But everything else, that's why it's not funny to me anymore. It's just like, man, I'm not 12. I haven't been 12 in a really long time. It's just not funny, it's just whatever.
Al says Al Bundy.
I remember when Married with Children first come on board, there was a lot of controversy over it. Now you watch shows now, and it was mild.
Mild. Nothing to see there.
Anyway, I got us off topic. I'm sorry. We're here to talk toys. Let's talk toys.
Back to toys.
Let's get back to toys. I want to hit on this because I have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left before we find out the results. For those of you that collect McFarlane's DC Universe stuff, multiverse stuff, he came out with a version. They came out with a 30th anniversary Nightfall Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that. Okay, it's different packaging. There's black on the face, like he was always presented in the cartoons when we were kids. Let me see if I can do that. Can you see him?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, this figure and this Death Metal Alan Scott figure really ticked off a lot of people because they were literally San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Okay. McFarlane, I got 2 minutes, 41 seconds. McFarlane decided, and I love this. I mentioned it in a post a while back, but he got hooked up with this EQL company that does launches, right? So they had a limited number of both of these figures left from Comic-Con. So instead of it just being a free-for-all, they went to this, they're running them through this EQL, right? Which means there's no bots, there's no multi-entries. You can't buy an entry. You can't do any of that stuff. There's a whole verification process that you go through. You get to put, it's like think of it as a lottery. Okay. It's an electronic lottery. You get to put your name in for one of these figures that are available, right, before it launches. And they're telling me that both of these will launch in 1 minute, 42 seconds now. Okay. You will get the results instantly. And what you do is you put your credit card number in when you enter each one of these launches. Okay. And each one of these figures needs a separate launch. You cannot enter for multiple figures at once. Okay. So you have to do it every time. But it gives everybody a fair shot at getting a chance to buy one of these figures. And if you win, you pay instantly and you're notified instantly that you've got them. You were chosen, right? I think this is much better than QR codes laying on tables. This is a much better way to go because they claim to have it nailed right down to you cannot have multiple. There are no bots. You have to be a human being because of the verification process. When I filled mine out, they kept some of it you could use like the Google password keepers and all of those kinds of things, but it will delete certain parts so that you have to go in and fill them out. If a bot would never even notice it. There's all kinds of cool stuff that goes on with this EQL. So it's 25 seconds because these launch at 8 p.m. tonight, our time. And I just wanted to, timing was great on this, so I want to see if I actually got either one of these or both of these. I'm really hoping for the Batman because I was mad that I didn't get a chance to get that figure. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Launch closed.
I apologize for you, man.
We're processing the launch results, and it's no longer possible to change your entry details, right? So that's the other thing. You have to make sure that all your information is correct because you can't change it afterwards. And if there's something that goes wrong, you're out of luck. You do not get to change your information. So let's see. Let me see. It's going to tell me to go here. I don't know why, but it's telling me to go here.
Oh, the suspense.
It's killing me. Did I just drop another $100? No. All right. Now I'm going to do.
It's like a joke here.
I'm going to my email. And there's nothing here yet.
How do you keep 3 old toy nuts in suspense, right? That's
exactly right. Go ahead and go pee. I will still have won or lost. Corey, it won't make a bit of difference. I will either won or lost when you get back, and you will or will not have wet pants.
Please,
so just go.
Don't wet your pants, Corey.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm not even that. Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, believe it or not, I last Sunday night while I was on vacation, I was actually in the emergency room in Decatur with a kidney stone because we ended up at the deep, and I did not make it home. So I'm still romancing the stone, as they say. That sucker still has no past. So, don't hold it too long, Corey. Go pee.
Might be the first.
Oh, come on. You got to tell me here. We're processing the launch results. Apparently, this is the first time they've done it. So it would probably be quicker to check my bank. But
cut them some slack.
Let's get – I will keep you posted. How's that? I should know right off if I got either one of them. So – oh boy, Comic-Con was actually about comics and toys, not about movies, not about stuff that Kevin Smith made the comment during his panel that, hey, I'm the most famous person here, because none of the celebrities would cross the picket line, right?
That's not what I got out of it. What I got out of it was, let's see how we can break you the fastest.
Yes.
That's what I got from the Hasbro panel.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, after Yo-Jo June, which was phenomenal, and well, I'll put it this way: what they did to us yesterday, I think all of us either have or will be in the immediate future dropped a ton of coin, because, to be perfectly honest with you, I saw one clunker in the bunch, and we're going to talk about that. But everything else was just absolutely fantastic.
It's like Yo-Jo June.
It was, in some ways, it was better than Yo-Jo June, actually.
G.I. July.
Yeah.
So, but isn't it
You got-
bedtime?
You got pictures? You got pictures, Shane?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
sir.
just pull them
Yeah,
up.
let's
go. Let's go see what we got. Helix. Thoughts?
Well, when I first saw or heard about the release of this figure, I was skeptical.
Yep.
Very skeptical, because it just wasn't a figure that I don't even own one, to be honest with you. Hadn't really seen much of it. I've seen pictures, but this is a phenomenal looking figure.
Yeah, she looks good.
If the head sculpt is anything like it is, it will be fantastic.
Yep.
In my opinion on that one.
The IDW comic, or the Blaylock comics feature her.
Devil's Due.
Devil's Due, right? And she was actually a really good character in the comics.
The head sculpt is just fantastic, in my opinion. If the
Yeah,
head
she
sculpt
looks
like
great.
under-
She really does. The
My own
extended
thing is-
mags on those pistols is a nice touch.
Oh yeah. And what are these things?
Yeah, the
Are-
scabbards for her swords, I think.
Yeah, those probably going to. Is that things to go on her arm there?
Oh no, those are serrated, aren't they? Those are other blades.
Yeah, it looks like it may attach to her arm somewhere. So that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
she's an
interesting
interesting
to have the head sculpt.
character.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was just gonna say it would be interesting to see how the head sculpt translates to actual
Right.
real plastic. But I'm
But
like,
that head
that,
sculpt
that's
is-
probably one of the best head sculpts I've saw right there.
Best female head sculpts, in my opinion, I've seen.
Well, I got to say this though. Can you zoom in on her again?
What part?
The face. Other than the hair, is that Glenda?
No, I don't think
And
so.
that's a legitimate question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, it's possible they used the same. I mean, it is computer generated. They might have used it.
Well, no, you know what? That's a great point, because this is a rendering, isn't it? That
Yes, this
they
is
may
just a
be
render,
just
yes.
right.
They may be. Who was the other? Well, I guess Shane will get to it, but there was another female figure. Who was it?
Oh,
I don't know. Wait, never mind. I'm thinking Super 7. I'm thinking about the Super 7 cover girl.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I have it also. We'll get
Okay.
this.
Well, we'll wait until we get to that then.
There you go.
Woo,
Yep.
Thoughts?
love it. It's good knock. I love it. All the accessories to me is fantastic.
I like that they kept the chain, the blade on the chain. That was always,
Yes.
that and the chainsaw. You can't have Buzzer without those.
And Lucille 2.0. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, nice belt buckle, the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Really close to cartoon version.
yeah, that's him. I mean, that's him.
Is that a sheriff's star he's got on?
Yeah, he always had the sheriff's star.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
I do
Stole
believe.
it from somebody.
Yeah. But that chainsaw is, it's not.
He shot the sheriff, maybe, but he didn't shoot the deputy, maybe.
He got some dog tags too there. So there's his dog tags.
Yeah, interesting. Three dog tags.
Somebody
And a star. It's sort of like his trophies.
Of course, the tattoo on his arm. And but y'all know me, Dreadnoks, they're all gonna be awesome.
They look great. I mean, honestly, they look great. That's going to lead us to.
Oh, chocolate.
There was one there, one was after.
I still just the alternate head still reminds me of Alfred E. Newman from the Mad magazine. Every time I see it, that's the first thing I think of. I don't get why they made him look so goofy. That's just
It is kind of fun. I mean, he really enjoyed getting the snot knocked out of him, didn't he? Because it's just funny, actually. I mean,
I'm kind of disappointed with it, guys, because it was Chuckles with an armory. I don't see an armory.
Yeah, that was kind of.
I think that. I don't get like the file is. I think that's a bat on the picture there, right? Isn't that a cobra bat on the file?
He was originally the
crimson bat, I believe.
Yeah,
he was originally a insurance fraud investigator.
Yeah,
from Florida, and that's why I don't get the lay. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It has something to do with this story that they're trying to tell.
Well,
everybody is speculating that this is Shockwave or Soundwave, right?
Or Blaster, or I don't know. I'm like, he is undercover. It's probably just a cassette recorder.
Yeah, because he's got headphones also.
But everybody's trying to read something into it. It's like, it could just be a tape recorder, because it would make sense if he's undercover. He would have a recording device. Yeah.
And then he's got his extra set of hands with brass knuckles.
I think the lay.
I don't see someone with brass knuckles looking like this alternate head.
Well, unless he's beating on a bat, wouldn't do you. Brass knuckles wouldn't do you a whole lot of good.
But Shane, you was talking about him having the lay. I wonder if that's not throwback to, because the character back in '87 was loosely, you could tell they loosely based it off Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah.
And he was based in Hawaii, and so I think that's kind of a throwback there, the lay part of it.
And he was a private investigator, so that's possible, very, very possible.
But like I said, if you look close, that's a head of a crimson bat in that picture.
It is.
And you had the Crimson Strike team, or the Tomac, Zaymont, and Baroness, which kind of ties in together.
The two stories that they're telling are directly connected between this figure and what will be the PulseCon 3-pack in September. So
yeah. Are y'all ready for the next one?
Yes, roll it. For those of you that are wondering, I still do not know if I have Batman. Yeah, this is other than the gold guns, they got the whole Noriega thing going on here, Saddam Hussein thing.
They finally got Baroness some decent glasses.
Yeah, but look at the hair on that other head too. I mean, this one is awesome.
Yeah.
See, I kind of like the glasses on the alternate head.
Well, maybe they're removable. Maybe you can swap them back.
The square glasses were from the Pursuit of Cobra, was it not?
Yeah,
that kind of looks like the
so.
Pursuit of Cobra, the girl's face, to me.
Yeah.
And I still don't get the snake gun.
I
don't know. I don't
know. Whatever. I mean, gold-plated Uzis.
They had the mold. They needed to use it, so they just repainted it and threw it in here. Basically,
and this face, this other alternate head here, I'm not. Is it supposed to mean that the Baroness is a robot?
I don't know what that is.
Is that's what it looks like? It looks like a Terminator type, where this
android, some kind of android decoy.
And I'm wondering, is that got something to do with Chuckles and the
maybe so.
Yeah, just
could be.
Yeah.
A head for either one of the twins.
Maybe they got a bat that looks human now, and
oh, that would be an interesting twist now, wouldn't it?
But it has a spot for hair, if you'll notice that.
Yeah.
Top of it has a spot to put hair in it. So I'm
Well,
wondering.
maybe it's some kind of mask then, or something that's.
Augmented
Possibility.
mask or something.
Mhm. I don't
That's
know.
an interesting idea. Huh.
But the gold, I'm with you. The gold just to me kind of throws it off. The guns.
Yeah, but you know what? You
Yeah.
can buy a pack from Valaverse, and
Oh
you
yeah.
know they got Uzis and any pistol you can
Mhm.
imagine. MP5Ks. They're
Yeah.
that's no big deal.
Mhm.
And they
Yeah.
come with stamp.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this set. I think we're getting a lot of Crimson stuff, and I think this makes perfect sense.
And if you watch the live stream, they're packaged in what looks like the case,
Yes.
a briefcase, not a briefcase, but like a metal security case. And they were saying that tied in with Chuckles in the live stream.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Corey's
We'll just
saying
wait
she's
and
got
see,
double
right?
jointed elbows.
Yep, I am looking forward to getting this Baroness. It's got the double jointed elbows and the better glasses, so that's a plus.
Yeah. No, I'm very, very happy with this set.
Me too.
Again,
This is fabulous.
judging on the price of another set that we'll see here in a minute, you're talking about $80.
Yep.
So, but you will only be buying one of them because it is not exactly an army builder. So, speaking of said set, this is the 788 His Tank companion set. We get what do we get? What did we get? A range viper.
We got
We
this
get
bazooka trooper.
Bazooka Trooper, yeah.
yep,
We got
and the one
him.
other officer.
So hey Shane, so
There. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you go back just a minute?
Yes, sir.
So you can see that's a Cobra Trooper.
Yep.
But he's painted it. But he's got the vest. So you remember the 25th style? They done a Cobra Bazooka Trooper, which was basically a Cobra Trooper with a different vesture, with an armored vest and the bazooka.
Yep.
So that tells me we'll be seeing a regular version of that Bazooka Trooper later on.
Of course.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Yep.
It's basically bazooka's backpack and his rocket launcher.
And I will say this: not only is Artishark kicking himself severely for not backing his tank, after seeing this set, an awful lot of people are really grumbly about the Hiss now because this set is amazing and it is made to accompany the Hiss tank, which is making me think next summer, maybe next Yojo June, we'll be looking at another support type 3-pack or better for the Dragonfly, but I guess that's a year away. So
Possibility.
Interesting speculation there either way. This is the officer, I believe.
Or trooper, whichever one.
Yeah, either or, right. Yeah, again, fantastic. The blast effects, awesome stuff. Fantastic.
Yep.
And then, of course, I didn't show the range, but that's okay. It's okay.
No, I get to him in just 1 second. Somehow we got out of order.
Just out.
Somehow we got out of order.
That's fine. You can wait. You can wait. We'll get to him.
Yeah, you're killing me.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm with this guy.
Yes,
I'm misplaced him.
I'll interrupt you both. I love this figure.
I do too.
This is General Hawk.
Absolutely nothing I can say bad about this.
Nope.
At all.
Got a Benelli, that China leg. No, this is General Hawk. They aged him, which I think is 100% appropriate.
Right.
Yeah, this is General Hawk. This is an awesome figure.
He's sort of got the Nick Fury streaks going there.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, the salt and pepper stuff going on. The star on the helmet.
It's amazing.
Again,
this is an awesome figure.
Rendering though. Will it actually look like this when we get it?
I hope so, because this is really excellent for me. I like this a lot. There's something I don't know, guys. There's something respectful about this. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? You got a
Right.
guy here that's, probably pushing 60, and that would make sense. You're talking about the commanding officer of the most, by storyline, this is the most elite bunch of human beings on the planet. This is the guy that would lead them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an awesome figure. I think this is so well done. From this whole story, this storytelling thing that they're pushing, this is perfect. This is just absolutely phenomenal figure right here.
He is phenomenal.
Yeah, this is an awesome figure. This one is apt to be. You know what? This one, if he comes out this good as rendered, this may very well be my favorite Joe figure for a very long time.
I agree.
I see so many people from my life, old vets and stuff from, World War II, the Korean War, and even now the Vietnam guys there, who all my friends and family are in their 70s now. I see that. This is just an awesome figure. This is a veteran. This guy's a veteran. I just love this figure. Yep, I love that figure.
All right.
This, I mean, come on.
Another addition to the His Tank.
Yeah, and
people are going to be kicking themselves.
Oh, this is amazing. And again, we know that we will be getting a more classic Techno Viper repaint in the future.
Jam.
That's a given. This thing, those missiles are 9 inches long to give you an idea what you're looking at there.
Right.
This sucker is big.
And people were talking about him not having his tools.
Yeah.
I've seen on the video his tools are in this little panel right behind the wheel. That panel, you can see it looks kind of vented.
Yep.
Up to 65. It pulls out, and that's where his tools are going to be.
Ah, cool. And I could see this being painted green and coming out later on with the
Every bit of it.
Yep.
The vamp. Yeah.
Yep.
As you can see, there's your hitch to be towed behind.
Yep.
And I think they had this planned from the beginning because they put that tow hitch on there knowing that they were going to use it for something.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind.
And they also mentioned too that that may be suitable for a vehicle with a taller or higher tow hitch than what the His tank has. So everybody just started making all kinds of speculations about what that might be. But keep in mind, guys, that this one and one we're going to see in a minute, these are new retail. This is not HasLab stuff.
Nope, this will be retail.
This is regular release stuff. So
I'm going to say easy $50-$60 on this.
Oh, I'm going to put it at $100.
I don't think it'll be that much.
You don't? I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
It could be, but I don't think so.
I'm figuring maybe 80.
You got $30 in figure.
With scrap iron.
Yeah.
Well, scrap iron's different than this, bud. This is a lot more than scrap iron.
His drone was a lot smaller than
this is considerably larger than that. No, Corey. Hawk was a 1-star general.
Yeah.
That's why he was always having to answer to the jugglers and the rest of those yahoos, because he was a 1-star. There's only been 2 5-star generals ever, anyways, right? MacArthur and Eisenhower.
Right.
So 5-star generals are very rare. Oh man, come on, look at this. That's Mutton Junkyard. I mean,
no doubt.
That's Mutton Junkyard. It's just man, they're just killing it. And that's not a digital render. That's an
actual figure. Yes,
that's a figure that's in hand at Sandy. That's just amazing.
I like the head for Junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. See the muzzle there? Yeah.
Yeah, and the muzzle for Mutt.
Yeah. The glasses.
Now, for y'all that don't know, Mutt is the man.
That's right.
Junkyard is the dog.
Yeah.
Junkyard didn't wrestle with Hulk Hogan. This is a different Junkyard.
This is a different one. Right.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this
one's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I am a Rottweiler fan, so I've always liked Mutton Junkyard.
Yeah, this one's just awesome. you can't. This one was actually they did not talk about during the panel.
Mm-mm.
They just kind of alluded to it, and what, like Lenny said, they put a muzzle on us. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Mhm.
So you had to go to the booth to see this. But yeah, now I mean, of course, now we've all seen it.
It
So
looks like you've got like 6 alternate hands there for
yeah,
Mutt also.
Yeah, he'll
it's
definitely
awesome.
be $45 figure. So
Yeah,
He's
oh, definitely.
I'm thinking he might be in that $45 range. I'm thinking.
$39.99
Like the snake eyes and the
timber.
Yes. Yeah, it's very similar to that, bud. Good call on that one. Yeah. Python Patrol,
oh,
Copperhead.
I'm shocked that they're doing that one. Oh wow.
Yeah, right. I can't believe this, right? If you're, you know what, all I'll say about this one is if you've already bought the other Python Patrol figures, you'll be getting a Copperhead.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I don't know what else to say about it.
Yep.
This one kind of. I'm sorry, guys. I get repaints. I really do. This one just kind of strikes me as lazy. If we're going to do repaints, can you give us something that sets them apart other than the paint? An accessory or something that's different? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, because it's all the same accessories.
Yeah,
I mean, they could have done something a little more with the accessories for me.
Yes, just something different. Even if it's an accessory that they used elsewhere, it would be different. Just anything. But no, I mean, to literally repackage everything with a different paint job this one's kind of lazy for me, guys. That's just me, I guess.
But for the completists and myself,
yeah,
we'll at least have one of those.
Yeah.
That's what we're the people that are going after right now.
Yes, right. Yes, yeah.
Because a lot of people that don't like repaints and don't even like the subsets, they're not even going to bother with them. But us completists will be hurting. Yeah,
no, then that's cool. And again, this is it's a repaint.
Right. And this is listed as the officer.
Yeah.
But the other this is actually the real officer.
Right.
The original. And the other that they had listed as the officer was the trooper.
Yeah. And that's what I was wondering, because I noticed on the panel they listed that as an officer, and that's the way it was in the original line.
Right.
But they've already got officer on the other one, so are they just going to call this a trooper when it's actually packaged?
Right. But I do like the alternate head.
It's cool.
It kind of makes me wonder if they didn't goof back in the 80s by switching them.
Right.
Oh, maybe.
You know they done that with Forlom and Zuckus.
Yes, exactly. Yes, they did.
They goofed up and swapped the names, and then they corrected it with the 90 run.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that was the goof up. Now they're going to correct it, but like I said, they did list him as the officer yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be packaged, but this one was always my favorite out of the Python Patrol. I always thought that was the best looking one out of them, with the black and just the highlights of green and all.
Right. Yeah, well,
we will see.
Hang on. You know what? The water moccasin is in that size range that we were talking about with that SMS, and
Lenny did mention that on the panel.
Yes.
That a lot of vehicles that we will start seeing at retail. He said something about the larger planes will be more planes and larger vehicles will be the HasLabs.
Yes.
The smallers will be retail.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
And they could just put the water moccasin out without a figure.
Right.
Keep the cost down.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't got copperhead. So
right.
Yep. There you go. They're gonna finish them up by the end of the year.
Oh yeah, Torches. Well, they announced Torch also.
Yes. Yep. Well, no Monkey Wrench, not announced yet anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. I will give you a prediction based on some of these figure reveals when we're done showing the pictures for the next vehicle.
Oh yeah, next vehicle gonna be a Thunder machine for sure.
It's going to be. I would bet you money it's going to be the Thunder Machine.
Because when they announced these, people went crazy over them.
Yep. Oh,
The
it'll
Dreadnought
be the
series.
Thunder Machine with Thrasher. You watch.
Yep, I agree 100%. And
Yep,
then they
that's
may
my
even
guess.
have an unlock as a Monkey Ranch and possibly a Xandar.
You know what? You could. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Xandar's got a Monkey Wrench and Xandar got to make an appearance here at some point.
And
Right off.
But if
Possibly
they do it,
even-
if they do, they'll be. I don't think it will because they'd already said that if it's a mainline character, they're not going to put them in a HasLab.
Right.
So they
Well,
would
that's-
have to be like a Python Patrol version of them or something if they did.
Oh, maybe. Can I say something about this guy that
Take
I
the
might
floor.
tick off some people? I have to tell you, Shockwave was one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite original figures, OG figure. I have to tell you guys, I'm kind of disappointed in this one. This just doesn't. I get it. Things change and technology changes, but there's certain things. You know what? If this figure came with 2 Mac 11s, which was what he had, the original figure, what they were supposed to be, I would love it. But I think they missed a couple of marks on this figure. I think, for me, they did, anyways. The whole idea of sticking machine pistols in a holster is stupid.
Right. I think
but-
Corey here is talking about Road Pig.
Oh well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
Road
definitely do that.
yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
And you
we
got
definitely
Zanzibar.
will see Xandar.
You got Zanzibar too that you got to throw in the mix.
Oh yeah, he'll come in the land skill.
Do we really have to do Zanzibar?
Xandar, man.
I know, but man,
He was great. Who don't like pirates? Are you a communist? Everybody likes pirates, man. Come on.
Yeah,
oh man,
a pirate that's a dreadnought. I mean, how you can't get no
For
better than
real, man.
oh man.
Amazing.
Yeah. There you go. You just got your licenses confused there.
I like the Shockwave.
I'm gonna buy him. I'm gonna buy him just as quickly as I can. But I think,
I'm like you. The weapon should have been a little different.
yeah. But it's okay, right? I mean,
The
it's
figure itself is okay. Yeah. I get
yeah,
it.
I
it's
tell
okay.
you, this one really looks more like wide scope. If they just put a German Shepherd with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just not. It's just doesn't. This doesn't say Shockwave to me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. I
They
don't know.
better not do the thing they did with the plate and write shock blast on it.
Well, that was different, buddy. That's licensing that they got figured out. Super 7 stuff. I do not buy it. I don't have any intentions on buying it, but man, they make some really cool stuff.
Well, I didn't either until I bought one.
I mean,
I've got 2 now, and it's just starting to grow. So
this right here is something I wish we could get in the classified line.
the accessory pack, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And we might someday.
That would be fantastic. But these are real. They're nice. Super 7 figures are very nice. And you get the alternate head with the Crimson Guard there. What's his name, guys?
Fred 7.
Fred.
Comes with a donut.
Yeah, it does come with a donut with a blade.
Yeah.
I love
That has to do with an episode. That
I love
you-
the tank helmet head with the tank helmet on.
Exactly.
That is cool.
That is really great. I love that. And that's
In the right there, is that a timing machine gun or a radar gun or
It looks like a radar gun, doesn't it?
bullhorn?
I don't know. Is it a laser targeter?
It tracks.
Maybe she does
Notice
have
she
a missile here for
that looks awful
Sure,
similar
Wolverine.
to the one for the Wolverine, right?
a
Yeah.
Wolverine, right?
I think that's probably like a laser guidance thing. I'm not sure.
Possibly.
I think
And
you're
that,
right.
that roadblock is fantastic.
Looks good, don't
I
it?
love it.
Sculpt's great on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You can hear the rhyming. Look at that
Exactly.
that Sykes Fireborn knife right there. That's awesome. That's an awesome accessory right there.
Oh yeah,
Man, that's a good
and
one.
that Major Blood. That's a very nice, very nice.
I can hear that voice in my head looking at that figure.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny because the Major Blood we got classified, he's got. I mean, that's kind of like a robotic arm that he's got.
Right.
And
Yes.
people used to I get even kids thought that the original was a robotic arm, but it was really just a shielded arm because he had that rocket launcher pistol,
Right.
and it was to protect his arm, and not it wasn't actually a robotic arm. But a lot of people thought it was because it didn't bend at the elbow or anything. You know, and it's like
Yeah, Super
Just
7,
as an
they're
update.
killing it.
I still don't know if I spent more money or not.
I don't know what the deal is with the purple area of the Crimson Guard. What is that, like smoke or
I think
purple
it's some of the Energon stuff, man.
Oh Lord, you're
Or
not going to
could
do
it
that
be,
with a Super 7 too, are they?
Come on, hang on. The cartoon in the
Like
cartoon.
Purple.
those explosive crystals.
Purple trash. That's an interesting.
that or was it the
No, remember where they had the thing that was going across the ground? I can't remember the episode.
yeah,
and it was growing as it eats stuff.
yeah.
Remember they let it through the apple orchard? Could that possibly be that?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know because it started out small. The more it eat, the bigger it got.
The more it eat, the bigger. And
Maybe that means Wave 6 will have airtight in it.
Look at that coffee cup donut.
Yeah, when they were sitting around griping, and Destro screamed at him.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, what's next? Aha.
Okay. All right. All right.
He goes with a rat.
I absolutely love it. But what is the deal with the bomb sniffing rat?
I don't know.
What
it's
is the
got a
bomb
name,
sniffing
too.
rat?
Yeah.
Keep the rat. He'll be useful for.
What is it? Aspera? Aspera? Is that the name of the
Aspera,
rat?
yeah.
The bomb sniffing rat. I love this figure,
Will be
I do
useful.
too.
but the rat is just.
Use it for alley things.
I don't.
He has
I
the
mean,
harness,
I
too.
love. I actually even like the rat. I just don't get it. What the heck are you doing?
He even has his own harness.
Well, yeah, you got to keep your rat under control, man. Especially the bomb sniffing kind.
I mean, it's not like you can't find another one.
I love this figure though, and I
I do
was
too.
absolutely. I couldn't have been happier.
And
with
you know,
this
you
price.
could get two of those, and the other one could double for what was the convention figure? Was it long arm that they done in like SWAT gear? Kind of looked like that.
That's a good one.
Splinter's cousin. Oh, no, I love this figure, and I was thrilled with the surprise of it when John told me in a message real quick, "Hey, they're doing pre-orders in what was it, 25 minutes or something?"
Yeah.
It's like, and one of them is Tripwire. It's like, oh man, I couldn't get over there quick enough.
Yeah, I done an update. I give some false information because I was trying to watch a live stream, trying to post stuff as it was showing, and trying to do two other things all at the same time, and I was like.
No, I like this one. I like very much.
And keep the rat.
Well,
And
I was at work when all these got released. And John texted me, and I just screamed out, "Break time!" I threw everything down.
Yeah, this one, very happy with this one. Yeah. The complaint is about the rat isn't a complaint; it's a giant question mark.
Yeah,
but it's a question mark with a smiley face because I really don't mind it. It doesn't make or break.
No, I don't either. But I don't remember him having a rat.
No.
I may be wrong. Someone may know if he did or not, but I don't remember. And there's the box art. I went ahead and downloaded it.
Apsara. I said yes.
Apsara, yeah.
Apsara, the bomb sniffing rat. Look at it. It's like just hanging around. I'm going to go sniff some bombs. I mean, you can derail your whole mission with a piece of cheese. I mean, it's just like.
Ooh, cheese.
And there's was the Macaloid was the name of the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an acronym. It stands for something: ordnance disposal, explosive ordnance disposal, blah blah blah.
Right.
That's
But that's
cool.
Call it MAC for short.
MAC. That's right. Okay.
I know this one right here made Rick Pruitt happy as could be.
You know what? This I have to tell you guys from and I've said it before, and whatever, I'll say it again. My first GI Joe toy in 1982 was the Vamp, and this one, boy, about brings a tear to your eye because this is about as
$100.
classic as it gets.
Mhm.
This is just awesome. You know, the hood opens on this.
Oh, cool.
The hood opens. You can get to the engine. And of course, it's one of the original 12 with clutch.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that price.
Yeah. I think that's probably close. I think it's close. 80, 90, $100.
I love the fact of the accessories it comes with.
Yeah.
You know, he got an axe, a fire extinguisher, a shovel, a wrench, and the double gas cans.
Yep. Jerry cans.
I'm wondering if this is a twin cannon or just a single.
It looks like a Mod Deuce. It may just be a single 50. And that's okay too. This is phenomenal.
You got the helmet there that kind of maybe looks like maybe one of the steel core so you could probably army build a little bit too if you wanted
Right.
to.
Yep. Boy, look at him though.
He's
More tattoos, just a simple boy from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
But this
just awesome stuff. Awesome stuff right here.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with this one.
We'll probably
rubber. That would
What's
make
that?
it even better. If the tires were rubber.
Oh yeah, they didn't say.
Yeah. But I figure with them going as much as plastic free as they can, it may not be.
Yeah, it's hard to
I
tell.
want to point out something, guys.
The tank treads on the Hiss are probably going to be kind of like hard rubber.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, it's plain as day.
Yeah.
There's a trailer hitch.
I see the green MMS coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
It's beautiful. I mean, that's all I can say about the van.
Oh yeah. This one is just as amazing.
It's beautiful.
And you're probably, like I said, with the Glenda's accessories, they'll be doing a flash.
Mm-hmm. Or
and then if they do flash with the pads, then that means you'll get a Grand Slam because they'll reuse the mode for the Grand Slam. So yeah, then you're missing Steelers, Short Fuse, and Zap. Just 3 more left. Only 3 left after that.
Well, right, and we're not going to see. I think the one drawback to that General Hawk figure is we're not going to see a classic Hawk. So I don't think, anyways, they could do something. That Stars and Stripe Forever set would be pretty awesome to do with classified with the remaining figures.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic thing to do. I don't know if they.
I think we may get a classic Hawk if they do an MMS for the Vamp to pull behind the Vamp.
It would be cool. They may call it something else.
Yeah.
Because
maybe just put him
on a jump pad though, didn't he?
The what now?
One of the original Hawks come with a jump pad, right?
That was Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, that's right. Okay.
No, Hawk came with the MMS.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
The silver padded Grand Slam come with a jump jet pack.
Right.
The orange padded come with a Howl.
Yes, exactly. Right.
But I could see them do it if they do keep doing these retro carded figures. I could see maybe getting a 82 Hawk on the retro card.
That would be cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't think of a better figure to come with the MMS though as an original Hawk.
Right.
Yeah.
And it'd be great, and they may do it. If it's possible.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. But you're right. We're getting way down in numbers now. I mean, with the originals are almost done, which makes me happy. So we also had in the non-pictured reveals, we had Classic Duke in the pipeline. We have Classic Scarlet in the pipeline, which Glenda pretty much so told us. Jinx is on the way, and the 4th. What was the 4th? You gotta look it up.
I can't remember.
There is a 4th. Who cares about that? What some of the junk email you get is just Ridiculous. Let me see.
They were just announced. There were no renderings or anything of those, right?
No, they're just pipeline announcements.
I really hope with Jinx they'll do an alternate head, unmasked head, based off the movie Jinx with the short hair. I really would. I think that would really be cool.
I think with Jinx and Nunchuck, I think we're getting a somewhat modified version of Ninja Force. That's my opinion.
Right.
I think that's where they're going. This is another sub team. Jinx, Torch, Retro Duke, Retro Scar.
Torch, yep.
And the other interesting thing is I saw the Foosh did a quick interview with that gym guy who was at the panel, Emily and Lenny. And they asked about distribution. And Emily said that, yes, 2003 is the catch-up year from COVID shipments and manufacturing. She said, so, yeah, everybody's getting slammed this year with product. But as of January 2024, we'll all be caught up. And then you are going to see regularly scheduled releases that are not going to be 6 and 8 months apart. So that's actually very good news. But this apparently is this is catch-up year. So there is that. There was one other thing that I wanted to point out that was said. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter. Steel Brigade tomorrow afternoon. Pre-orders go up for that on Pulse. And those are fan channel, which means basically everywhere. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Pulse, so on and so forth.
No, we didn't have pictures of those, did we?
The Steel Brigades? No.
Yeah.
We did not.
But one of the main factors on that was the fact that they had an alternate flight helmet that you could put on them. So they could help pilot the Dragonfly, or,
Yep.
I had some other pictures, but I cannot find them right now.
I'm trying to
Hasbro should do the thing like Valiverse. They have the packs of guns.
That's
with the
yes.
blast effects. They should start doing that.
They may in the future, buddy. I'm trying to remember 4:00 Eastern. I'm trying to remember the Steel Brigade pre-order time. I'm having a hard time. Where is it? Steel Corps Troopers. No, that's not telling me nothing.
Yes. I would love to have a Steel Corps Mobat, Tim.
I know. Pre-order beginning July 24th at 1 p.m. Eastern, so noontime tomorrow. Somebody had said 4 initially, but Hasbro Pulse now says 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is 12-hour time. Steel Corps Troopers. Steel Corps Trooper go up for pre-order. 28 character-inspired accessories. What is the price? Do not know. I'm going to put those at somewhere around $50. What do you guys think? Is that the $55 range that they were talking about earlier in the year? That's probably my guess.
Yeah.
You got $50 in figures because there's 2 of them, plus accessories and stuff. So yeah, I'm guessing it's probably going to be a $55, if not $60. We'll see tomorrow right at noon. So pay attention to that. What do we got for time? 8:46. You guys are going to hate me for this, but I still have no update from Equal on.
Man, keeping us in suspense.
How am I going to sleep tonight, man?
Hopefully soundly, because
nothing a little Benadryl can't fix.
I'm not sure we won.
Well, it's just all it keeps telling me is to check my email because they're checking results. So you know what? They didn't tell me I didn't right off the bat, so maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
I want to
Like
share
I
my
said,
pickups for the week real quick, guys, if you don't mind.
I got something I wanted to show too. So yeah, let's go.
Mine will be quick. Of course, everybody's getting their scrap iron.
Yep.
This guy is heavy. I'm not opening it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So
Isn't that crazy how heavy that box is?
it is heavy. I mean,
It's
it
like
is really
3
heavy.
pounds of blast effects.
Every-
I mean, it literally, you know,
Well-
and I mean, that's cool and all, but I would have sacrificed those 4 big blast effects if they just put moving treads on the.
I was hoping for some moving
Yeah.
treads also.
Yeah. But it's
I was
still
on-
cool. I'm still happy with it.
I was on the fence
It's
about
real
this
cool.
one, but whenever Prime Day happened, it happened.
Yeah, I did it. I did it with Kamakura.
Yeah, it was really cheap, you know. So I
Yep.
pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah,
And then
I had
yesterday,
put him off forever and did the same thing.
thanks to good old buddy Rick Pruitt, I grabbed a Tiger
Yep.
Dusty. Got him and I got Corey one also. And everyone knows I got a flag here recently, thanks to Dave and John. And thanks to Dave, this book. he
Great
sent
book.
to me and John, this is amazing book. I was
It's a
up like
great book.
1 o'clock in the morning reading this thing. It is awesome.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, guys. And that's it. Toy aisles are getting full right now, so a lot of stuff are on clearance because they're getting ready for all this new stuff coming in.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Second
at
wave of
Target.
Indiana Jones are hitting.
Yeah, I was
I've
at
seen some
Target
people
yesterday
get
morning.
red also.
Yeah, yesterday morning we went to Target in Oxford because I was trying to find Dusty since he was showing up. They didn't have nothing. They had the usual clearance stuff, and then I get messages from Jason Adams today. He's down there, and all of a sudden, I guess Sunday started a new week. They put a bunch of stuff on clearance. So, moral of the story is go to Target on Sunday, not Saturday. You find better deals.
I have to tell you, my Target is still under construction. It does seem like almost everything alternating week to week is on clearance in the toy aisles. There is a ton of stuff out back, but they're just not bringing it out front, which that's okay. But street date was today on this particular piece. So I went and said, buddy, I know you got no. I said, have you got one of these?
Yeah.
And he went out back and got it.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
This is comic accurate Doomsday and this pretty well hamburgered up Superman.
Hamburger.
This is an awesome set. This one I had he went out back and got me one, and if there's more out back, he left them there. He didn't bother bringing any more out front. So
You know, I saw that set a couple of weeks ago. You know where I saw that? Hobby Lobby.
Oh no. That set that's a different set. It is. It's a different set that they did for the death metal stuff. That's not the same Doomsday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting to see it at Hobby Lobby, but they
that was a weird. I don't know why that one here at Hobby Lobby in Trustville's got those too.
Okay.
But this Doomsday is like everybody in the world is going to want this figure if you collect DC, because he's not quite a mega fig, but pretty close.
He's massive looking.
He's big. So yeah, and the packaging is great. So yeah, I mean, this one is I'll keep this one sealed for now.
Did you get the Matty Collector one when it come out?
Yes,
it was huge, and he was holding the cape. I mean, the ripped cape in his hand. That was a nice figure.
That was a really nice figure. Yep. I think that was one of the biggest ones they ever did, actually.
Right. Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
What?
I'm trying to remember what that other thing that she said, and it was Emily that said it in that interview after the panel. It was important because, and it was just, I got to make sure I tell the guys that because I'm not sure they saw this. The tone, they talked about the vehicles a lot. I can tell you what, we're going to get a lot of vehicles next year.
I believe so.
Well,
No. There's a lot of stuff coming out next year, and she did say that we won't be pre-ordering 6 months in advance anymore. It's going to be
Yay.
much quicker.
So now we can spend our money right away instead of spending it 6 months later.
Exactly. Yeah. Did I pre-order the Alan Scott figure from McFarlane? No, I did not, and I will tell you why. Because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get a shot at this figure that I'm messing with tonight. This particular version. So no, and I don't think that particular one is going to be a problem getting. I will tell you this right now. I've been trying for the last 3 days to get a pre-order in on that Riddler, the classic Riddler figure. It will not go through. It keeps telling, they won't say sold out, but they keep saying that there's not enough quantity on hand to fulfill my order, which is a kind of a weird thing.
Sounds like a fancy way of saying sold out to me.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, Dread Knight. The Dread Knight is that Alan Scott one, but he's got the flames coming out of the eyes and stuff.
Let me ask you guys, since we only got 7 minutes left, what, aside from G.I. Joe, what other things did you guys see from Comic-Con that kind of like wowed you?
Super 7 Silver Hawks, shiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those look really good, I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I did see some pictures of the Biker Mice from Mars figures coming out with also. But other than that, it was just the Silver Hawks for me. They look really cool.
I have to tell you, the one that really impressed me the most that I saw, and I'd never buy it in a million years, is that the Kickstarter Cat Slayer. For the Thundercat. That thing is just classically designed. It's a cool, clean play set. I like that very much. I think that's a gutsy move for a toy company to make something that big, because that sucker is huge too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be massive.
Yep. To be perfectly honest with you, I was so singularly focused on the Joe stuff that I didn't see a lot of reveals from anybody else. I didn't see anything McFarlane was putting out.
Honestly, I have. It's been so crazy this weekend. I hadn't had a chance to even go and research and look up anything on it. I mean, I'm sure there was some Marvel Legends stuff that they showed, and I'm sure they had some Marvel Legend Comic-Con exclusives, but I don't know what they are.
One was a Deadpool
and with Bob.
Bob,
there you go.
That, but that wasn't really because they've already done those. I mean they've done several Deadpool figures, and you had that one that got the Bob head where you could stick it on a Hydra agent, and the Marvel Knights wave. It was interesting.
They had the Smythe and Peter Parker double set. I saw.
Yeah, I saw that one.
The Rodimus and the Transformers and Sideswipe. Have
you seen the new Grimlock? Transforming like the Optimus. God, it's like $700. No, it's $1,400. $1,499. But that thing is huge. It's double what Optimus. And I didn't know they'd done a trailer for Optimus Prime that would automatically convert.
Yes.
Nancy was showing me a video of that. But the Grimlock, that thing is awesome. But $1,500. I think it's $1,499.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
that's crazy.
But yeah, they got it on Hasbro Pulse. Go take a look at it. It's pretty impressive.
They also showed the Marvel Knights stuff with Blade and Johnny Cage and someone else.
I was glad to see they done a Luke Cage, the vintage.
I said Johnny Cage, Luke Cage. Yeah, they done that. Several other figures was in that line too.
Cleo from Doctor Strange was one of them, and Blade, and I can't remember who the other ones were. I done forgot now. But yeah, they were, and I saw Jason posted something on there about they were saying that Walmart and Target would not be getting that wave.
Huh.
That you'd have to go to like the Big Bad Toy Store and some others.
The Legend Crystar got me.
What they done a Marvel Legends Crystar? Really? I didn't see that. Do they still have the rights to Crystar?
They released it.
Really?
And they announced the HasLab too. You're gonna get it for Star Wars.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
sucker.
That seemed like an odd choice to me. I know the series is coming out, but
That's why they done it.
I don't think it's going to have the clout as the Mandalorian ship, the Razor Crest. I mean,
I don't know.
For the retro card figures also. So I mean, it may fund. If it don't fund Star Wars, people have let me down.
And like I said, all the 3 3/4 inch stuff they've done, HasLab's done, has funded. It's just the Black Series stuff that's not funding.
I know they released a lot of Star Wars stuff at the San Diego Comic-Con. The Imperial Officer 4-pack. I don't know if you've seen it. They released it. The Return of the Jedi pack. They released it. And something else. Oh, the Darth Raven figure. Did y'all see it?
No.
From the Knights of the Old Republic. They released it, and it's fantastic. I love the Old Republic stuff.
Okay, it was Marvel. It was Crystal, not Crystar. Crystal from the Inhumans. Is that what? Yeah. That's the one. I thought Crystar was a toy line. Remember, they were like clear plastic. I mean, they look like gems or whatever the figures did.
Okay.
That's what got me confused. I thought, I didn't think they still had the license for that. So.
And Star Wars also released the Jabba the Hutt playset also.
Yeah, I did see that. But guys, I have to tell you though, after all of the years of collecting Star Wars, other than some of the EU, the expanded universe stuff, and the new TV stuff, I hate to say, I just keep saying the same stuff over and over. I mean, how many of the same figure can you make over and over? I mean, when I sold my Star Wars collection, 10 years ago now, I had over 700 figures. I had almost 300 vehicles. And I got to tell you, a lot of the figures were duplicates. Star Wars was expensive, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't that expensive. You can't. This has been going on for another 30 years at this point. It's just, man, I can't get excited over Star Wars. I just can't. Been there, done that. Does that make any sense? I guess I just can't do it. Oh, Remco. There's a name. There's a blast from the past. Remco.
I don't know, but who posted that about Marvel created?
That's Timothy. That's Tim.
Okay, so they're Remco's done. So, because I got to looking, I think this Crystal I brought up here is actually a custom figure. I don't know if they announced her or not. Okay.
All right, Dave. What's the word?
Crystar's not Marvel Legends. It's Remco.
There is no word. It's still telling me to check my email, which there's nothing in my email.
Yeah.
The good news is they will tell you yay or nay. They don't just leave you hanging. They will tell you if you were successful or not.
Yeah,
so,
maybe in a year.
No, it'll be tomorrow, but I will let you guys know for sure.
Maybe
9:01. So we've got a minute left. I remembered what Emily was saying when you guys mentioned it. There are changes coming to the retro carded classified line. As in, it's not going to just be Walmart, because she did say that they wanted to figure out how to get those figures into a lot of different collectors' hands, and that line will continue. So that's what it was.
Yeah, it was supposed to end.
Yeah,
after
it's not going to end.
Was it Storm Shadow and Zartan?
Yeah.
You had one more. I thought there was one more after that. Wasn't Duke? Wasn't they going to do Duke? And
No.
Well, Duke and Scarlet, I suspect, are going to be carded figures. That's my guess.
I was thinking there was another one after.
So we'll see what they do with that.
Well, Snake Eyes.
I still do not have my Snake Eyes. I got my Storm Shadow a month and a half ago. I still don't have the Snake Eyes.
That's right. It was the Crimson Guard. Snake Eyes was supposed to be.
Yep.
Supposed to be the last ones, yeah.
They did put them back up, and I was able to order them from Hasbro Pulse, the Crimson Guards, because Walmart canceled mine because I had it on there with some other items that got
Walmart.
So
Walmart, and I still have not gotten to the bottom of what the price change was on my order. It still says 0.
Mine too.
Still says 0. They've charged me 0. So
maybe I'm getting it for free.
I wouldn't hurt my feelings any.
No,
it wouldn't hurt mine either, but I think we're probably holding our breath on that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, gentlemen and viewers, that's it. We just burned through another 2 hours, so that's pretty cool. But this last 2 months has been huge. So that's good. It really has. I suspect that we will be getting and paying for things between now and September. I think a lot of the stuff's going to come early. And then we've got PulseCon in September. And then we'll see what the rest of the year looks like. I don't know what else to say on that one. Who's going to Joe Lanta? They don't seem to be posting much, saying much. It's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, I wanted to try to go. I don't know if I'm going to get to or not, but I'm going to try to.
I came across a post today that reminded me it was just 2 weeks away, and I'm not 100% sure.
The Kentucky show's next weekend. I would really like actually, I think it's 3 weeks away to Joe Lanta.
Yeah.
It's 11th through the 13th. When I was looking at it today, I thought it said. But I don't know.
With things that's been going on with my family here recently, we won't make it to either one of them.
Yeah. And John forced me at gunpoint. It was a little itty bitty gun, but he forced me at gunpoint to go in on that lot. So I really don't have any money.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was a little gun.
Yeah, he whipped out that little black Coco pistol, and it's just like, oh, you're buying it. It's like, oh man.
I'm happy with that though. I've probably got more out of that than I would have got it going to go to the show. So
I got to tell you though, guys, I am shocked. I'm shocked at the groups. In the groups right now, there are lots popping up everywhere.
They are.
Guys are going, I think I got to sell this. Do you know? I saw a lot today, John, that was actually almost identical to what we bought. Almost identical to it. And the numbers these guys were throwing out there were stupid. And then you get at the end of it, you get that voice of reason that comes in there and says, yeah, guys, no. And
they're not wanting to admit the prices are starting to come down on the.
I have to tell you guys, in a lot of these, the prices are crashing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen some stuff for sale that's just like, holy cow, that's a deal.
Yeah,
Like this.
I knew when I saw that 98 Ace that went just crazy the last couple of years, selling for like $500, and somebody had it at Joe Fest, and I think they had it for like 150.
Yeah.
I knew right then. I said, "Yep, it's starting to come back."
Couldn't happen at a better time.
Anyway, that figure never should have went that high to begin with.
Right. Well, yeah, I think we're getting back to reality land. What the problem is, like Shane and I were talking about, we're getting to a point where a lot of us are looking at, we go to the meat counter and we realize that steak is going to be a once in a month deal.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Some of these deals can get incredible, but for some of us, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So. With that being said, still have fun collecting.
Yep. Have fun.
You know what? Enjoy the stuff that you got, even if you can't afford to pick up more. Go start thinking about restoring some of this stuff. I got a bunch of parts laying around here because they're getting ready for the treatment this week. Start thinking about restoring stuff. Start thinking about maybe rescuing some of these shells. If you just can't buy complete, I know it's not cost effective now, especially to buy incomplete versus complete, but do what you got to do. Keep collecting.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy. Don't let this stuff eat you up,
Yeah. And hey, don't be a Nick Williams.
Do not be Nick Williams. All right, guys, get lost, would you? You guys, the rest of you do something, would you? Hopefully go to sleep. It's late. That's it for another week.
Like Like and subscribe on YouTube, guys.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
We'll be here on Facebook Live.
If you can't stay busy, at least look like you are. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Guys.
Good night.